Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Fight Forever podcast. Uh, on today's episode, it's going to be me and Dylan. I'm Seth. This is Dylan here on my right. Chris will not be here. He's unfortunately working another late shift. That's okay. Say what's up, Dylan.
So,
uh, Today's episode, we're going to discuss how to make AEW and WWE a better show in whole. Uh, Take in regard that this is our opinions how to make it better. Now, we may have 18 years of watching wrestling knowledge, but I mean, this is still our opinions. But feel free to discuss in the comments and discuss anything. DM us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter at the Fight Forever at the Fight Forever Twitter handle. But I'm willing to hear all the comments on both you guys' opinions in the comments. AEW, WWE, whatever you guys think would work for both companies. I'm willing to hear it out from our fans. But I am going to start with AEW. We are going to talk about AEW and how to make a better show first. Now, as everyone knows, we are fans of both companies. It may not come across as that because we like AEW a little more, but it's just because we want WWE to be better. We're criticizing both, of course. Let's take that into fact. We're not gonna sit here and just absolute shit on a company. Like I don't want to do that. I feel bad because
correct.
honestly, WWE's full of great talent. They
Yeah.
just need to do certain things that we're gonna discuss today. But I'm gonna start with AEW, and you know what? We're both gonna discuss this. Dylan, are you ready for this?
I am ready. Let's do it.
Okay, let's criticize AEW so all the AEW marks can hate us here. Okay, we are gonna start with AEW's camera work and production. AEW's camera work and production is very, very new, and the company's what 4 years old, right?
4 years old. Yeah, 2018,
Uh,
I believe it started.
yeah. So I mean, it's very new. No new company. I mean, especially if you watch indie shows, like GCW, TCW. I mean, camera work there is ass. So
Yeah.
it's just like I feel like AEW though with the high, like they have so much, they're it's. I want it to be an indie show that has the money. They have the
Right.
production. They have the money to make a really good indie show. That's what I
Yeah.
think they're pushing for. I really do. They're pushing for that.
They
But
are.
the issue I think they're having with camera work, and we see it a lot recently, and
Mm.
it is really with like Blood and Guts 2021 with MJF and Jericho on top of the cell. And honestly, they did it again, unfortunately, with Sammy and thrown off a little bit. They show that crash pad, and I see a lot of people complaining on Twitter about
Right.
how the damn crash pad. Why are you showing that type thing? And
Yeah.
it's like it takes away the realism, I guess. He's like, damn, he should have looked like he died. I get
Yeah.
that. I get that. But honestly, safety comes first, in my opinion.
Yeah. 100%.
Um, but their camera work is very 50-50. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's absolute ass. There are times where you and me talked about this off camera. We watched Forbidden Door with Claudio's debut, and he
Yeah.
just panned to the whole crowd for a solid minute. And I didn't know his, I don't know his indie music, so I'm like, "Who the
Yeah.
hell is this?"
Right.
We're all like,
Could have
"Who is
been
this?
anybody. Could have
Who is
been.
this?"
Could have
Like we're
been a
sitting there.
random person.
Yeah, I know. Could have been, Nick Cage for all I knew.
Yeah.
But like, that's the thing though. I was like, what the hell? It's kind of like, I know Chris likes to bring up the AJ Styles debut, where it just zoomed in on Roman's face. That's
He
horrible. No
did.
one wants that, you know.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But it's just, oh, it's just frustrating. I think AEW though they have potential to make camera work good, and I feel like they have the money to hire good people.
Yeah.
I'm not 100 though if they're hiring the correct people, or maybe it's just Tony making the calls of what's the word I'm looking for, like a educated person on the production team that knows
Yeah.
like what camera to cut to in that second, that time.
Right.
What's your thoughts?
Oh, I think Tony. Like he wants to do. He's trying to do the right stuff, but it just might not come off that way. Like he's a fan, like we all are, but he needs to get the right people to make it better, make the
I agree.
product better.
I agree. Uh, Camera Work and Production is up there in the air with me in AEW so far. I love that company. I hope the best. But there are certain times, certain angles, I'm like, what the hell is this angle?
Right.
Like, I see stupid shit. But let's talk on their issue that we're having with AEW. And I hope everyone can agree with us on this, and I hope everyone in the comments can agree. Rampage. Rampage is a show that me, Dylan, Chris, everyone handled with Cole. We all talk about it, and it's very frustrating because we want Rampage to be a live show every week and make it 2 hours. Make it
Yes.
another version of Dynamite.
Yeah.
That's what we want. At least start. I don't care if it's an hour. Make it live at least. Make it
Yeah.
make me want to tune in.
Right.
Like this week's Blood and Guts, or what was it? It was just Nothing Friday, right? It's just Rampage.
Yeah, just Rampage.
But like it was an interesting show with that whole double ring and stuff. So it's like make us want to tune in for that Royal
Yeah,
Rampage
that Battle
Rumble.
Royal, yeah, whatever it is, yeah.
They make us want to tune in. And spoiler alert, it's 9:19 where we are, so it's currently running right now. But we saw Brody King won the Battle Royal, and I'm very happy with that decision.
Very underrated, and
Oh, I
needs
mean,
needs the title. Maybe
I
not the
mean,
world title, but
give him the. I mean, if he's getting a push all of a sudden, what the hell's Malachi and Buddy going? Are they going to the tag team? And Brody's
yeah,
he's the
right,
main eventer apparently.
right.
Big meaty
Just
men, I like
very,
it.
it's random, but I mean, I like the winner. It's just random.
Him and John Moxley's gonna be an interesting match. I don't think they've
Oh
ever
man,
faced before. I
that
mean,
feud.
make it a. I don't even know. Have a stipulation of sort, maybe last man standing or something.
Woo.
I don't even
Yeah,
know. But I love watching Rampage when it is live, but when it's not live, I get spoiled of the show an hour after
yeah.
Dynamite anyway.
There's no point in watching it when you're spoiled. Yeah,
Exactly. You get spoiled, and it's like, what the hell? It's just like I know who won this match, like the Andrade Phoenix match from last week. That match was amazing, and I watched it. I'm like, I
yeah,
knew
I
the
did
winner.
too. Yep.
I knew the winner, but I was like, damn it, I wanted to see that live.
Yeah,
That's what I wanted to see live,
yeah. I don't want to watch a 5-star match when they already know the.
right? How would Dylan? How would you make Rampage better?
Oh man, Rampage, like you said, make it another episode of Dynamite. Like maybe feature the people that or the wrestlers you're not featuring on Dynamite, feature them on Rampage. Like Andrade, feature him more. Roosh, the Lucha Bro, like everybody, like all the not top guys, like your mid card guys, like Pac and all them.
Right? I think Rampage, when it got announced, it was very exciting. Well, I feel like the first 4 episodes were live, and then they decided,
Yeah,
you know what? Let's make it pre-recorded. And I
yeah,
don't mind that during busy times like Christmas and all that shit. I don't mind that.
right.
But don't make it pre-recorded every week, especially when you got the stacked ass roster and you're putting you're putting bangers on Rampage. And it's just
Exactly.
like I want to watch that live, man. I don't want to sit there and know the results, at 11 o'clock at night on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like I don't want that. And Rampage, I think we can both agree on this. We want to make it 2 hours long, make it live, and I'm okay with everything else it does. The commentary team,
Yeah.
everything like it's good, but you gotta make it like
Jarek Jericho is good on commentary. Like everybody, whole commentary team is good.
oh yeah, everything's
Like
fine. Just make it 2 hours, make it live. Like that's the biggest issue I have.
yeah,
Uh, Another AEW issue we are coming across, and this is recently, especially with Forbidden Door, and we're talking about longer feuds, more build up to certain feuds, and not rushing certain feuds. Now, this company, AEW, excuse me, is phenomenal on knowing who to put with who. You know, I think they know who to match with. Like we had Buddy and Pack a while ago. That's a
yeah.
banger of a match, you know,
Yes.
and it has build. But I think honestly, what we need to start doing is we need to start having, I want to say longer. Oh, my camera's going weird. I want to say longer stories, but I would necessarily say uh man, my camera is all funking up right now. Oh, we is live too, so we ain't stopping either. Let me try something here. Hold on. That worked. Okay. Oh,
Mm,
oh,
Nope. Oh.
back to that. No. Okay. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
Technical.
Anyway, so I think the Forbidden Door really opened eyes to a lot of us fans in knowing of why the hell are you building matches 2 weeks in advance?
Yeah.
Build the damn match 2 months in advance, not 2 weeks, 2 months.
Right. Right.
Uh,
Right. Like even before the last pay per view, should have. Yeah. Like you said in the past video, like build it. Like yeah, right before the other pay per view.
yeah, build it like for Forbidden Door. I wouldn't have started building early May.
Yeah.
That's when I would start building it. Build it about 2 months in advance.
Yep.
Give it time. I mean, have like. And we can have a whole hour-long video on how we build Forbidden Door. Well, if we can both agree on this, it's how I would build Forbidden Door is, and I know injuries really played a factor. So let's say no one's injured, Kenny Omega's
Yeah.
back, CM Punk's not, CM Punk's good. Let's say everyone's okay. I would have had, like I said, Bullet Club invade. I would have had a bunch of people invade. Uh,
Yep.
I would have had people invading in May, like May 5th. Have
Yeah.
people get in that. Have people get in that company. I don't care who they're first and half the time. I don't care who they attack. I have New Japan guys get known about 2 months prior to the build-up because honestly, and I never really criticize AEW on this, and it's because I see a lot of WWE marks, unfortunately, say it a lot. But it's like Will Ospreay comes in for 3 weeks. Everyone's like, "This is the guy who's better than Seth Rollins." Apparently,
Yeah.
he loses his debut match and then loses another match. I think it was like on Dark, but he's there for 3 weeks and he's gone.
Yep.
So it's just like, how does that really show him, who's supposed to be this mega star from Japan, losing 2 out of his 3 matches he had? Who cares if he
Right.
won at Forbidden Door, I think. But it's just like,
Yep.
when you show him, he's good. But when you show him, though, show him more than 3 weeks. Give him 2 months
Right.
in the company. Let him get some wins under his
Exactly.
belt. You know?
Exactly.
Anything you want to add to that?
I mean, yeah, the storytelling, I mean, it could definitely be a lot better. I mean, you did have some matches on the Forbidden Door that were just like, what are these matches? Like the 6-man tags, like the Sting, Darby, and whatever his name was, like Shingo or whatever it was,
Right?
versus Bullet Club. Like that was thrown together, like which we could have done without the match, but I mean,
Hmm.
so I
I
mean,
agree.
just like yeah, a couple of those matches just didn't
And
at the
what
correct
we're going to
time.
get into next on my list to talk about, and we'll talk about this also, is we can talk about pay-per-views with AEW, which I didn't discuss with you prior to the show. But
Yeah,
we're going to talk about an oversized roster they have, because it's very bloated. And I know we got to wait to Ring of Honor because a lot of them are going to shift there. And that's really going to cut the roster, I think, deep. That's going to make it a
yeah,
nice flow. But
yep,
currently, with Ring of Honor not really being a thing besides a pay-per-view, what we need to do, and Tony needs, I think, to understand, is they need to stop throwing 6-man tags together, regardless who they are, if they're a big name or not.
yeah,
I'm sick and tired of these 6 to 8-man tags. Because WWE is fucking known for that. Like,
yeah.
they're known for throwing 8 people in a ring of, okay, let's do this. You know what I mean? It's just like, I
Hmm.
don't care if CM Punk, Hangman, Darby Allin, Sting are on the damn team. I could
Right.
care less.
Like what the
Yeah, it's like, that's such a random team, dude.
random. Yep.
Like, push them singly. And that's what I did with Death Triangle. I mean, or with House of Black. I love each one of those guys individually. They're so damn talented. And this is going to be very biased because this is the way I think of it. But Pentagon can main event in that company. Phoenix can main event in that company. Pac can main event. Malachi Black can main event. Buddy can main event. And Brody. They can each go for that AEW title main event perfectly fine.
Yes.
I am willing to discuss with anyone who watches this video in the comments, DM us on Twitter at the Fight Forever. But I am willing to discuss that and debate. I'm willing to hear everyone out, both sides, good and bad. Uh, but like those, though, I want to see Buddy and Pac. I want to see Buddy versus Pentagon. I want to see Buddy versus people singly. I think he's getting such a tag team push. It's kind of annoying because you can't do
Yeah.
everything you want in a tag team match. Yeah, you get the spots, the hard hitting, but it's
Yeah.
like 2 3 minutes.
Yep. And yeah, you don't get the push. Yeah, the single. Like they just see you as a tag team. They're not going to see you as a singles wrestler.
Yeah.
Like they're always going to say, "Oh, the Lucha Bros, Pentagon and his brother, and Pentagon." Yeah.
Yeah, they're known as Lucha Bros, not related to Pentagon and Phoenix. And
Yeah.
that's sad. Let's just Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground Pentagon was amazing. And people need to start understanding that. And I know there's like IWC, which is Internet Wrestling Culture for people who don't understand what that is. That is a really toxic environment. Like I was just arguing with someone on Twitter the other day, and obviously he was just trolling, I believe. Well, it's just like, you don't really know who's a troll and who's not nowadays. So it's just like, does this person really think that, or does this person just messing around for fun?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, back to the topic. Uh, I want to discuss Ring of Honor. I think Ring of Honor is a very potential worth of a company. Like it has a worth. Like with how much they can value and how much money they can make. They the potential stars they can have,
Yeah.
potential of people can watch it. I mean, I kid you not. I think Ring of Honor, excuse me, could legit beat Dynamite in viewers sometime,
Yes.
and that would be crazy to me. That
Yeah.
the dude that owns both companies, of course, Tony Khan. If Ring of Honor gets more viewers on Ring of Honor, that's saying something in my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
But Ring of Honor, they have what, Samoa Joe, Trent, not Trent, what's his name? Something Grisham,
Jonathan
Jonathan Grisham,
Gresham.
Gresham, yep.
And then you have Brian Cage that's going to be on there
Oh, that
now.
faction, yeah.
Yuta as the pure champion.
Yeah, then you got a bunch of Ring of Honor originals too.
Yeah, then FTR as the tag team champion
Yep.
still. So you got some big, heavy
Hey.
hitters, heavy names, and so
Oh yeah. You got crazy amount of talent on that Ring of Honor show. And then you're gonna be adding to it as we can get Claudio there. We can get Punk there, House of Black maybe one day. But how to make Ring of Honor a successful show, and we'll discuss that here, is make it Ring of Honor, this one show a week to start. Make
yep,
it 2 hours and make it live.
live,
Do not
yep, and,
pre-record Ring of Honor, Tony Khan. You hear us now. If you
yeah. Do
pre-record
not
that,
pre-record.
I'd be pissed. Do not
If you
pre-record that shit.
pre-recording ROH, you're gonna almost kill that company
Oh,
before it
so
even
fast.
starts.
Oh, if I hear from Tony that he's going to pre-record a 2-hour Ring of Honor show on a Thursday, like I'm going to be so upset.
Yep,
Um,
you might.
I can ask
I
you,
might not even watch it.
right? I can ask you here. What is your thoughts on where do you think the time slot's going to be for the show and what day for Ring of Honor?
I could. You have Impact on Thursday nights, so
You think he
gosh,
interferes
I
with
don't.
that? Do you think he does it the same night? Because
Uh,
Impact, you can't watch that on cable. I don't think.
yeah,
I
I
think Impact's
mean,
only a certain package.
I don't know. It could be Thursdays at 7. I mean, because they have Dark and Dark Elevation on Mondays and Tuesdays on YouTube. So I don't know if you could do it, but
Because you got Wednesdays for Dynamite, Rampage on Fridays. I think
so it'd have to be
honestly,
a Thursday.
it's gonna have to be Thursday against Impact,
And
or I can see a hot take with NXT and Tuesdays.
yeah, that could be
They
it too.
can we can do that,
And then put
But
it on TNT, TBS, or still on TBS.
TBS or TNT, put on either one of those channels.
As long as they don't put it on like YouTube or
Oh,
some weird
I'd be pissed.
like channel or something. They need to have
Yeah,
it on
like what
TBS.
is Impact Access TV, right? That's what
Yeah,
Impact's
Access
on.
TV. Yeah, and then
I
they'll
mean,
have like
people don't have that.
Impact like Plus on YouTube or
No, I mean
whatever.
you need this show on a very wide, like
Yes.
channel 30 was it 36 TNT. People have that channel. You need to have it on one of those channels.
Like if Impact was on regular TV, I'd probably watch it more. Like I
Oh,
might
easily.
sit down and watch it. Like it's not pre-recorded. It may sometimes it is, but
Oh, exactly. Um, No, yeah, and we can talk Dynamite real fast too. Dynamite isn't really something that I think has really much flaws. I think it does its job mostly every week. That's what Tony wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
I can criticize certain matches that have botches and certain camera angles, but I mean, end of the day, or not, excuse me, got myself there. Dynamite, um, it's live. It's 2 hours. Possibly make it three is my only suggestion. See how that
Yep.
runs for a couple weeks, I guess, or a
When
month.
you have that big of a roster, like you could have it 3 out. Like there's no reason why it couldn't be 3 hours. It's
Right?
more entertaining than Raw, in my opinion.
Nope. Yep.
So I mean, people aren't going to get as bored with it, especially if you have the big names on there
Yep.
and high level matches. So
I agree. I agree. Uh, I think Dynamite though, if it goes 3 hours, I think Tony Khan should space it out good enough though, to where it's like you can cut because remember he's a huge guy with matches,
yeah,
and if you have an extra hour of matches, you can get another 3 4 matches in there, or even just 2 to 3 longer ones. And that's what
yeah,
I want to see too. I'm
yeah,
kind of tired of the quick 10-minute matches. Like if I
right,
got Buddy and Pack in a match, give me 25 minutes.
right.
Yeah,
And
that's what I want.
now they have that All Atlantic Championship, they need to have more. I think more championship matches on Dynamite.
Oh, then they got the trios coming too when Kenny comes back.
Like like big matches like for the title, like
Three
make it 20
hours
25 minutes. Like
3 hours of AEW in general weeks is it hurts me to say. Like I want to see more of that. I want to see 2 hours of Rampage and 3 hours of Dynamite.
right,
I mean that's what it should be, regardless of what happens. That's what it
right.
should be. He should try that.
Yeah.
But anything else to discuss about AEW, Dylan?
Other than all the stuff we talked about, it's been a pretty great product so far.
I agree. AEW has done a lot of good things. I love the pay-per-views that they are small pay-per-views, excuse me, that they do on
Yes.
Wednesdays. Built Blood and
Yep.
Guts, Winter is Coming,
And then
etc.
they're gonna do Arthur Ashe and
Arthur
that
Ashe, Grand
thing. Yep.
Slam. Yep. I like that they do that. I think AEW is doing a good job. I have a lot of faith in that company.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like 95% of the stars. I'm huge with.
I
I
mean,
love a lot of them.
like I said, Tony Khan's just like us. He's gonna try to make his product for the fans, and that's a lot of what WWE should do. And we'll get probably into that here soon. So,
Right. Anyway, how about we discuss about another company in the business known as the World Wrestling Entertainment? Uh, let's talk about it here. Oh man, we have a lot to discuss with WWE. We are not
we could
haters.
go on forever about this company.
We are not haters. I promise everyone watching. But this company has a lot we can criticize on. I am going to start with Raw and SmackDown. Make Raw 2 hours.
Yep.
There is not enough shit. I don't care about your your sponsorships. There are so many goddamn commercials on an
Yes.
episode of Raw. It honestly flabbergasts me. Like I feel like picture in picture is bad on AEW sometimes, which we could have talked about.
Yep.
But picture in picture is not nearly as bad
No.
as in seeing a damn commercial
Oh my god.
every damn 3 4 minutes in a show.
I think there was one week where it was a women's match, and Liv Morgan or whoever it was, she was
Liv
in
Morgan.
the ring for 10 or so minutes
It was no.
before it even started.
No. It was 25 minutes. She was in the ring 25 minutes or 20, something like that, before her match even started. Because I think what they did was she made her entrance, didn't say anything on the mic, but they cut to her commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Come back, backstage segment.
Advertise
Yep,
something else.
yep. And then it was backstage segment, right? Come back, commercial. Okay.
Nope.
Comes back. It was the announcer table. Said something I can't remember. The commercial, and then it was back to Liv Morgan in the ring with the music still playing. I'm just like, what the hell am I watching? And I
No.
didn't watch that. I was like watching a thing of that. I'm like, this is 20 minutes of bullshit. Like if I was
Yeah.
a wrestler and I was in that
I'd
ring
be
for
so
20 minutes,
pissed.
I did. Kevin Owens said that, and that was hidden, during a dark moment in the not dark moment, dark. It was a dark match. No, it was like something before the show. He was in the ring and he was kicking it off, and it cut to like the segment beginning of the show, fireworks, whatever that was. He made his entrance, and then he Oh no, it was the second part. Excuse me, it was the second match in the
Mm.
SmackDown. So they
Yep.
replayed the first match, the highlights of the first match, like 5 minutes after it was done, and then went to commercial, came back in, replayed the same thing, and he's in the ring on camera going, "We just saw this shit." I'm just like, dude, that's the issue. Stop showing so many damn commercials and stop replaying stupid shit.
Yeah.
This company has. I mean, I've grown on WWE, been a fan of them since I was a kid. I started with them. I was
Mhm.
6 years old. But it's just like I feel like that company is just so big on politics and so big on we have so many sponsors, we gotta get everything in. We got so many commercials to air that I feel
Yep.
like what is you might remember this. Raw didn't it have like 3 matches a couple weeks ago? 3 or 4 matches on the whole show.
Oh god, yeah, they do so many backstage segments and so many other
Promos.
stuff that they don't have very many matches. Like they'll have 3 or 4 matches a night in the 3 hour span,
Yeah, and that's ridiculous. I'm
and
sorry, but that's
it
horseshit.
is yeah.
That
I
is
feel like you're right about the it's more politics and stuff.
it
Like
is. It is.
it's just like ever since they went out of the PG-13 like era, like now it's the politic era. Now
For kids. It's for kids. And I
it's for
understand that.
kids.
I understand that. If you want to sell Fruity Pebbles with John Cena on the cover, I'm all for it. I'll buy the Fruity Pebbles. I love that
And
man. Love it.
Bootios,
And
yeah,
Bootios, I'm
whatever.
okay with it. That's cool as shit. Bootios, the cereal.
Yeah.
Makes kids want to buy it. I always want some Bootios as kids. Imagine telling my mom that. My mom would have backhanded me.
Bootios.
Yeah, mom, can I get this Bootios over here? It's a cereal. No, man, we got smacked on the back of the head. Anyway,
Yeah,
though.
right.
Let's go to our next segment here. There's a lot of people on that roster. Regardless of what people say, it's not bloated, but there's
It's
certain
not blood.
people on that roster that deserve more than what they're getting. I'm
Yep.
going to start with someone Dylan knows I'm going to start with. I bet he's reading my mind. Is Ricochet.
Yep.
This man, he's not been squashed and not been buried. I'm going to say that right now because someone argued with me on Twitter and I actually accepted his opinion on it. I was like, okay, maybe I'm lenient, biased and shit. I
Yep.
agree. Because he's like, oh, he's not being squashed. He's just Intercontinental Champion. That's not my issue. I don't care if he's mid card champ. He can stay a mid card for me. I want him main card or main eventing. He's not going to
Yeah.
get that because according to WWE, he can't cut a damn promo. Horse
Nope.
shit. Watch his Lucha Underground segments. Don't come at me with that. But Ricochet has so much damn talent in that ring, and I saw that. I think it was on my Facebook. Was someone was like shit talking on him consistently how bad he was in the ring, not as good a seller, and I'm like, that man's the best seller in the whole world outside of everyone else.
Yeah. Go
He
on.
can put
Go
on
on.
5-star matches.
Go on YouTube. Find. Look up Ricochet. Look up Prince Puma. Look up
Yep.
whatever. Yeah.
No,
And
like
you
watch
watch
his
his
indie
matches
shit.
and
Watch his indie stuff. You're gonna
indie
be
stuff. Yep.
shocked how good
New
he is.
Japan. Yeah.
Like this man is so damn talented. He can hold the world heavyweight title, but I know he's not big enough. And I know he's not
Yep.
going to be the guy to cut a good promo enough.
Yeah.
Good
And
enough.
they just don't know what to do with him. That's
No,
the
they don't.
thing.
And he's IC. He won the IC title, held it for I think 3 months because 4 months because he never defended it once. God forbid they forgot about it, which we'll talk about here shortly with pay per views.
Right.
But or excuse me, it's not pay per views. It's premium live events.
Premium live events. Yep.
Sorry, I pissed off all the marks on Twitter now. Sorry,
Uh,
don't cancel me. But I think Ricochet is deserving better. I think well shit, I can talk about Logan Paul. He signed today. This is it's
Logan
9:42 our
Paul.
time here in Nebraska. But he signed earlier this morning, I think at 10 o'clock this morning to WWE, and I was like, what
Yeah.
the hell? This man just signed, and I have nothing against it. That man's gonna be the best heel in that company. I'm sorry, but people hate him personally, and they're gonna take that hate to him. Like it's gonna be go away heat. But
He's gonna be put in a feud with Miz first,
yep. And Miz is going to
and
be over like
then
shit.
yeah, Miz is. I gotta say he is good for that He's good putting over people in that company. Like
Right.
he is good. Like he's good. He's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. Like there's not much Miz can do wrong. Like, but
Miz is underrated, I
yep,
think, honestly. He's
yep,
good on the mic, decent in ring skills, nothing crazy.
yeah, no,
But uh Logan Paul has potential. Like, I think he has mega star potential.
Yep.
He could be the next Roman. I can see it.
Yeah.
And if he's trained right, I said this to him. I said this on the Twitter today on our Fight for Everyone. This guy is mega star potential if he's trained correctly in the PC.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
his
can main event. He can
WrestleMania
beat
match
Roman.
was-
He can honestly, God, beat Roman. He can maybe not Brock because Brock's Vince's little pet, but
Yeah.
he can beat Roman and become a champ if given the opportunity and booked right.
Yeah.
But speaking of Brock Lesnar, let's discuss Roman and Brock. These two pairs that have main evented so damn much in recent history. You know what? I'm gonna say it. If The Rock and Stone Cold are booked this much together, I wouldn't even bitch. But it's the fact it's Roman and Brock,
Roman
and
and Brock. Yep.
and people are like, oh, it's a good match, and I'm like, no, I'm about to get 10 minutes of the same 5 fucking moves every match. Oh, it's
Every
gonna
time.
start with because Brock, he only does certain shit. He does
Yeah.
the same
Suplex,
5-6 moves. Yeah,
suplex.
he has the same 4 or 5 moves. Roman does the same 4 or 5 moves on each other. This match is just legit spear, F5, spear, maybe a jab in the stomach, and then a punch, and then another Superman punch, and then a spear, and then it gets countered into a suplex. And then everyone's like, Suplex City, and everyone's going crazy for the same, 35 suplexes in a match.
Same 5 moves. Yep.
WrestleMania was a prime example of everyone hyped it up, and then didn't they say that was the greatest WrestleMania match of all time? Is that what they hyped it up as, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
And honestly, that was the worst 10 minutes I've ever seen in my life. I don't care what anyone says. You can argue with me. Roman's a good worker. I think he's a good heel. But don't sit there and no one tell me this match at WrestleMania was good. And don't tell me this last man standing is going to be good because I already know the Usos are going to interfere. Maybe Solo makes his debut from NXT.
Yeah.
But I already know who's winning, and it's not Brock. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah,
if he wins,
Brock.
I might be pissed, honestly. I don't want him winning. And I don't want Roman winning, but it's going to be a winner.
Brock's going to lose, and then he's going to go leave for another 5
Go back to his farm. Go back to his farm until money calls.
Come back and
Daddy Vince calls with money.
Win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, he's going to beat Cody. Cody's house. He's going to get killed and go back to AEW. Anyway, though, we can talk about pay-per-views, a.k.a. premium live events to WWE now. Sounds like I'm tuning in to porn, I'm not going to lie. Premium live events. I don't know why they made that a thing. And call it a pay-per-view, please.
Yeah. Well.
But anyway, pay-per-views. I love that they do. I think I do. I don't mind they do once a month pay-per-views, but I'm kind of tired of them hyping up an Extreme Rules pay-per-view and only having one match Extreme. I'm not saying every match has to be, but make them like 90% at least. Give me more than just one. It's kind of like Hell in a Cell. There was one Hell in a Cell match this damn recent pay-per-view, and it was good. It was a good match. But why the hell are you giving me a 3.5-hour show of a pay-per-view? Excuse me, PLE, and you're only sitting there giving one simulation.
Yeah.
Like Royal Rumble, it works, but you can't do that with the Hell in a Cell TLC.
Like a couple years ago, they had a Hell in a Cell tag team match with Usos and New Day.
That was banger.
And then they had Sasha Banks and Bailey, or Sasha, or whatever, like those good feuds, and then
it was good. And I'm okay with Royal Rumble being this, one match.
Yeah.
But when you got these stimulation pay-per-views of Extreme Rules, Hell in a Cell, TLC, am I missing some?
I don't think they do very many.
Money in the Bank works, I guess. Money in the Bank.
Yeah, Money in the Bank.
Greatest Royal Rumble. That works.
The one pay-per-view premium live event, whatever you want to call it now, that I missed from back in the day is Taboo Tuesday.
I missed Taboo Tuesday. I also missed Cyber Sunday.
Yep, Cyber Sunday, where the fans got to choose the stipulations. The fans got to choose the opponents for the people, for the wrestlers.
You know what though? Even Taboo Tuesday was kind of similar to Cyber Sunday, I think.
Yeah, it was Taboo Tuesday, and then they changed it to Cyber Sunday, and then
And honestly, I can see that being like we would go freaking ape shit if they announced that. You can choose each simulation. I'm calling it
Yeah.
now, though, Dylan. I'm gonna say it now. If they did that, we would get bullshitted out of a match. Like if you gave me a Ricochet and Gunther match, and it was a between a last man standing, steel cage, and a normal match, I bet any money that normal match would win. And absolute nobody would want that. I bet any money someone would have last man standing or steel cage out of those
Yep.
two. And I'm telling you, it would be like a 0.5% or something like that would be in a normal match. I know
Yep.
WWE, they would bullshit us, like, I'm telling you, and then it would piss everyone off in the
Yep.
crowd of nobody kinda like back then. I think back then it was really bullshit too, because there wasn't computers weren't huge back then in 2005, 2006,
Hmm.
I didn't have them, my parents did it, we didn't have computers then, I was a kid like
Yeah.
that. But, like,
Yeah.
it was very rare or really expensive, in my opinion, back then to have a
Mhm.
computer and
All right.
all that stuff. But
Right.
I feel like back then, I remember a specific one. I think it was Carlito was Intercontinental champion, and
Hmm.
I think Kane got introduced as his challenger via vote, and I think it was between Shelton Benjamin, Kane, and John Morrison or Johnny Nitro back. And I think Kane got it, and I remember thinking, I'm like, huh. I think honestly, Carlito versus Shelton B or Johnny Nitro would have been way better than Kane.
Yeah.
And I think he won by 10% or something like that. I'm like, I kind of call bullshit.
Yeah.
I think today they would do the same shit.
Yeah. I think you're probably right.
Anyway, though, we can discuss one more thing about WWE, and that is the producing levels in the creative team. I think, and that goes with what we've been talking about, is the creative team there, and what I've heard today, I think it was from you, is that Paul Heyman might be going back.
Yes.
That is phenomenal news if true,
That.
because I want to take you back, Dylan, to early 2020 pre-COVID
Mm-hmm.
when Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff that was running it, right?
Yeah. Paul Heyman.
And yeah, and Eric Bischoff. And if I remember correctly, early 2020 was phenomenal, dude.
Yeah.
Like I remember pre-COVID AEW and pre-COVID WWE. Both of those, all those shows I think were must watch. Because I
Yeah.
remember correctly, I think it was November 2019 when they debuted that new SmackDown,
Mm-hmm.
and Brock Lesnar was versing Kofi and he squashed Kofi, remember?
Yep.
And then I can't remember his name, that luchador dude, that UFC fighter. He came out
Oh,
and
King Velasquez.
yeah, Kane. He came out and he came out with the rain, beat the shit out of Brock. And I
Yep.
remember flipping the hell out. I was like, this is hype. I'm
Right.
watching this is WWE, you know. I'm watching, I'm like, this is hype. And then unfortunately, Royal Rumble hit and it's like, Brock eliminated, Drew gets his whole big push. Everyone loves it. Edge came back, everyone's flipping shit. We all love it.
Yep.
Uh
But
Elimination Chamber, I think, was decent, but then I remember COVID hit, and it really freaking hit both companies hard with, like,
yes.
no people and everything, and it really hit production hard and shit.
Yep.
But WWE, though, something that I think their producing isn't really bad because I know they have Shane Helms, Kurt Hawkins, or whatever his name, Kurt Hennig.
Yeah. Kurt Hennig's kid. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah,
Kurt, whatever you
Kurt
want to call
Axel, yep. And, they have them producing certain matches, and that's cool. But I think honestly it comes down to the creative team. And I think once Bryan Danielson and Paul Heyman weren't there no more in the creative
him.
team, I think the shit hit the fan of, oh shit. Because I've seen applications to be on the creative team. I've showed you guys that.
Yeah.
They're specifically looking for like TV show comedy people. Like, I don't understand that. Like, how are you about to hire someone from a comedy making movie and TV show over a wrestling fan, or not even a fan, like a wrestling, like a dude who's a fan of wrestling?
I get they want to make it sports entertainment or whatever, but you need to have like wrestling. Like you need to go back to the roots. Like
You need to have,
I
I
get it.
think, wrestlers. You need to. I honestly, I think would be a cool idea for both companies, AEW and WWE, is have both of their wrestlers be the producers and be the creative team people. AEW
Right.
does that. AEW, they're in charge of their whole match and their creative story.
Yeah.
They do that. They don't. No one tells them. There's like Tony goes, okay, you two are gonna verse each other, 10 weeks feud, whatever. Do your shit.
Yep.
It would be they're handing a script. They get told you're versing this dude for 6 months. You're gonna get squashed at least 95 times in a dark show, and
Yeah.
then boom, you may win one big pay per view. But
Yep.
that's the issue, though. I think with with WWE though, they like their creative people are not talented enough to produce a wrestling show. They're not good.
No.
They have their moments, but
Yep.
when you got Paul Heyman's mindset and you got Brian Danielson's mindset back then, like that's huge, and they need more of that, and it showed them, man. Paul Heyman was pushing Malachi Black,
Yep.
Buddy Murphy, Seth Rollins. You're telling the crowd went ape shit. What was it? Seth Rollins had a faction. It was Buddy and Authors of Pain.
Buddy and
Paul
Authors of
Heyman
Pain.
created that faction. Okay,
Yes.
push Buddy. He pushed Ricochet. He pushed
Yeah.
Malachi Black. Gave him that whole the door gimmick. He gave him that door gimmick. And then once Paul Heyman said, or I think he got let go from that like little creative thing, and just went back to managing.
Yeah.
Like I think Vince is like, okay, you go back to managing Roman, or it's like right before Roman went heel. But then like
Yeah.
once that Malachi, boom, released Ricochet, boom, mid card,
The squash.
and
Yeah,
then Authors of Pain release, Buddy release, Seth Rollins Messiah, which isn't bad.
Andrade released.
Yeah, Andrade released. He was huge on him too. Like you see all these people who he was so proud. Like I never forget.
In AEW. Now they're in the other company.
I'll never forget that. Honestly, I'm just not thinking about that dude with Malachi Black in SmackDown having that gimmick was so badass, and then right before, no, I think he made his debut match, and then the next week he got cut. And I'm like, everyone flipped out. I was like, what? This man has squashed the shit out of somebody and then gets cut. And
this dude lost his eye.
Yeah, lost his eye.
Buddy,
God, he got screwed over, man.
God, yeah.
I'm happy they're in AEW though. I think everyone shits on Malachi Black right now. Yeah. Kinda with House of Black, and they're like they should be pushed more. And I agree. I love that man to death. Well, I think there's so many fucking people on that roster, and there's only 3 hours, man, a week. How can you fit? Because that's what Tony said. He likes to run the shows. He wants to have Malachi, let's say, do this one match this week, promo with it. Next week he does a promo. Next week he does a promo. Like he's giving everyone a chance to be on the show.
Yeah.
And something huge I see a lot. You might see this too on the internet. I'm gonna talk about it because it's really frustrated me. Is this whole how AEW forbids black people from main eventing and from being on the show? Like, do you see that? The whole Forbidden Door show was like people were commenting, "Oh, it's not Forbidden Door; it's just forbidden from black people." I'm like, what?
I haven't seen that, but yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I saw a couple people. I'm not gonna name names on Twitter because I don't know if the rules or not. I'm not giving them clout, but it was trending, and I'm like, I saw Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland on the show, and they're African American.
I mean,
Jay Cargill,
it was the buy-in, but still,
they're still on the show.
Yeah,
they're not main eventing, of course, because what are they going to do? Throw them into the the fatal 4-way?
Yeah,
like, that's not part of the story. Jay Cargill's like 34-0.
They haven't built them up enough to go for that yet. But
Jay Cargill, 34-0, TBS champion. She's undefeated.
Yeah,
and she's African American. And I don't understand that with the whole they're not getting enough pushing. Or shit, they're not getting enough pushing. They're getting Scorpio Skyway. I think does main event in Rampage a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like he was just in the main event with Sammy a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
He's huge. He's TNT champion, right? So it's just like, I see a bunch of horse shit, and I think people are just, snitpicking at stupid shit because they hate AEW personally.
Like if you put Bobby Lashley on AEW right now, he'd be getting pushed.
Honestly, I think Bobby Lashley is crazy.
He'd be in the main event picture.
Right.
But right now in WWE, he's going for the mid-card title. Like, why?
Right.
Like, there's no reason why that man should be.
I agree. Anyway, though, that is our take on both shows and how we can make them better. Honestly, could we have talked more on certain things? Yes. We're not going to nitpick, of course. I don't want to do that. Dylan probably doesn't. We're not going to nitpick on shit. But that was our opinion on how to make both shows better. We will more likely be coming out with another show here next week, maybe a couple, who knows. We're going to discuss a lot about pay-per-views with ODB and a lot with small pay-per-views with AEW. And there's going to be a bunch of episodes, probably rapid firing in the next couple of months, I think. And obviously this video's only been 45 minutes. Went a little longer than I think I thought this was going to go, but I think I'm gonna try to keep it under an hour mainly for our episodes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
But
Yep.
uh, I like to thank everyone that is watching or that will watch us on YouTube in our playlist of the podcast. But this is the Fight Forever podcast show. I'm Seth. This is Dylan. Have fun, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Hit like, comment, and subscribe. I'll put it down there real fast. Like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to discuss and debate in the comments. Feel free to hit us on our DMs on Twitter. We'll love to discuss sponsorships, whatever it is. Um, we can have people on the show. It's whatever, I will
Yep.
talk it out. But we'll have more to come here in the next couple weeks and months, guys. You gotta take a time too. But thanks for watching. Again, I'm Seth. This is Dylan. And have fun, guys. Good night.